Hi guys, I hope you're doing well. Today I'll show you how to make such sweet and soft donuts at home. I hope you like this video and I hope you learned something, so let's get into it. Also, kindly excuse my voice as I am a little bit under the weather. So start by adding warm milk to a bowl and make sure it's warm and not too hot. Next, I went ahead and added 1 egg, and next I added sugar. And for the quantities guys, I'm just going to indicate that in the description box. Give that a good mix using a whisk like you can see here. It is at this point that I added yeast, and after adding it into the mixture, I went ahead and give it a good mix, again ensuring that everything comes together nicely and that everything is incorporated. So onto the dry ingredients, and I started off by adding wheat flour, and I'm going to indicate the quantities again in the description box. I also added salt and then give that a good mix, and at this point, like you can see here, I am using a spatula. You can use whatever spice that you'd like, whatever flavor. You can use lemon, cardamom, or cinnamon, but I did not have those at hand, so I just made them like this, and they were absolutely delicious. So when mixing, you're going to realize that the dough is kind of soft, but it should not be hard. So instead of adding more flour, go ahead and transfer that to a working table like you can see here, and then start kneading from the working table until the dough is firm and until it is no longer sticky like you can see at this point. And this is how to know that the dough is ready. Just fold it nicely into a ball, and then once you press it down with a finger, it should bounce right back. That's how you know that it's ready. So take a bowl and oil it, and like you can see, I spread that well, and then I placed the dough on the oil, then turned it to the other side just to make sure that it doesn't form a crust while you leave it for 1 hour or approximately 52 minutes for it to double in size. And after the dough has doubled in size like you can see at this point, punch it to get rid of any air bubbles, and then you're going to knead it for a little bit for like 2 minutes before moving on to the cutting and the shaping stage. Start by cutting the dough into 2 halves like you see here, and after that is done, go ahead and cut the 2 halves into very small balls. Not very small, okay, the size that you'd like your donuts to be. I made 9 donuts from my dough, so I think you can make 9 to 10 would be okay. And you're going to make small balls like you can see here on the video. After cutting your small balls like you can see here, you're going to cover the balls for like 5 minutes before you start working on each of them to make the shapes. Another thing that you can use when making the shapes are these baking papers or grease-proof papers. You can use foil and then apply a small amount of oil on it. So to make the shapes, take one ball at a time and flatten it with your fingers like you can see here. It is very simple and quite self-explanatory. And then you're going to roll it to make something like a rope. And then you're going to make the rope even longer by pulling it and rolling it, pulling and rolling. It should be simple like you can see here on the video. And once you get something like this, you're just going to roll it into a round shape like you can see here, and then now start folding it like you see me doing on the video. And this is my preferred design. You do not have to use it if you find it too hard, but it is quite appealing and I loved it so much. So that is what I came up with like you can see here, and then you're going to place it on the baking paper so that it doesn't stick on the table. So I just went ahead and made the other balls like you can see here, and I repeated the step where I'm folding the dough just to make sure that everyone understands exactly what I did. And again, after folding it like you can see here, place it on a baking paper or a grease-proof paper, and then here is the result. These are all the balls that I got. So next, you're going to cover the balls and then leave them until they double in size. I left them for another 14 minutes just to ensure that they rise well, and after 14 minutes they should be well risen and ready for the next step. And 40 minutes later, I was satisfied with the result. So it was now time to go and fry the donuts. Start by testing your oil. It should not be very hot because remember the donuts are very thick. So to test whether the oil is okay, add you can use a muiko to test, and if you put it in the oil, it should remove bubbles. That is how you know that the oil is ready. And after adding the balls, they should not you should get such bubbles like you can see on the video. So I just went ahead and added the donuts like you can see here, and they are cooking very slowly. And I am using the lowest heat on the lowest flame on my cooking stove. And the idea is to ensure that they cook fully on the inside and also that they get to golden brown on the outside. So keep turning them carefully not to spoil the design. Like you can see, my design here for one ball had already spoiled, but no problem, it was still okay. So go ahead and turn to the other side just to make sure that these donuts cook very well on both sides. And guys, these donuts are perfect for 4 o'clock tea or even for breakfast. We love them so much around here, and the designs can vary. You do not have to do this exact design if you do not like it. And after I was satisfied that the donuts were ready, I just went ahead and removed them from the hot oil, and then I placed them on a plate that had a kitchen towel. You can use serviette just to absorb the extra oil, and my donuts were ready. Guys, these donuts were so delicious. I loved them so much. I hope you liked this video, and I hope you purpose to give it a trial. Do not forget to watch another video on this channel. I'm going to appreciate that. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and I'm going to see you guys on my next one. And until next time, bye bye.